Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm John Roach, the brains behind Phantom Legend. Dismissed asked me to put together a tutorial to show everyone what I have going on for my performance. I'm using OBS Studio and connecting that to Discord as a webcam source using a plugin called Virtual Cam, and I'll give you links, all that good stuff in a moment. First, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have going on with Advanced Scene Switcher and just some of the visuals and things like that that I added to kind of spice up, make my stream a little bit more exciting and entertaining. So let's go ahead and switch over to that now. So what you're watching right now is a movie that I found on archive.org, and it's currently set up in a VLC video source on a playlist. So whenever this scene gets switched to, it will play one of the videos at random. Actually, it won't play it at random. I currently have it set up to pause the video, the current video that's playing, and it'll stay paused until the scene is active. So once the scene is active, bam, plays again. You can also set it up to have it play continuously, which, now that I think about it, I think I have this specific one set up that way. There's other instances where, just depends what you want to do with it. So you can check out some of those options. And to do that, I'll show you, let's see. Alright, so we're going to go over here. Sorry if I go on some tangents here. First time doing a tutorial and I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Alright. So you're gonna click here, which is your sources. I like to set up all my important stuff in main scenes, but if it's gonna be something that's very scene specific, then you could just go ahead and add it in the source area for that specific scene. So in our case, because I'm trying to show you this example, I'm going to make sure that I'm here on my OBS scene, which is projecting the program. And you go over here to sources, right click, add VLC video source. Now, something that's really important with VLC video source is you need to have VLC video player. It's free. Google it, find it, download it, check it out. It's pretty cool. Once you have that, you'll be able to use VLC to load up a playlist and all that. Also, make sure that you use the same version. So for example, I'm on a 64-bit Windows, and so when you download VLC, you want to make sure that it's 64-bit, or if you have 32-bit, get 32-bit. Right, so moving on, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is click add VLC video source. You can name it. I'm just gonna leave it as that because I'm gonna end up deleting it. Alright, so now here's some options. Yeah, you may just try to make sure if you can see that. So you can have it loop a playlist or shuffle the playlist. Shuffling the playlist should, it could be cool. I don't know if I've tested that one or not. Anyway, play with those, see if they work for you. visibility behavior. So this is what I was trying to explain earlier. So in this case, it's default stop when not visible, restart when visible. Another option, pause when not visible, meaning when it's on a different scene that doesn't contain this specific VLC video source, then it'll be paused. And then when you finally switch back to the source that contains this, then it'll start playing again. Or always play even when not visible. That's just going to keep playing, no matter if it's active or not. Which could be cool because then, you know, maybe you want it to jump around and just show bits and pieces from one movie that you're, you know, adding in as your visual cutscene or whatever. So, again, experiment with that, check it out, make things work. So to add, you're going to go here to add files. Excuse me. I'm going to go to downloads, and I have this folder set up here. Oh, my bad. That's wrong. Videos. And to be sampled. And, you know, add in whatever you want. I'm just going to add in this single one right here. Alright. Like I said, you know, I'm new to this learning curve. Alright, so trying to figure out what part you guys couldn't see. So you have the image here. You want to go to transform. You have like fit to screen, stretch to screen, center to screen. Okay. What I did was I did stretch to screen, which made it fit exactly, filling up the whole screen. Okay, so I'll do that again, and then I'll move it just so you can see this information. So stretch to screen, bam, it's filling up everything. All right, move that out of the way. Next, you're gonna click on image. See, here I am right over here where the mouse is. So you're gonna click on image within your sources, and then you're gonna come down here. There's a little arrow down, and then your VLC source. What happened to you? Technical difficulties. Give me one moment. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna right click this, go to transform, and let's do center to screen. Hopefully that'll put it in view. And no. Very interesting. Okay, so scrap that. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. So while we're here, this is how you delete something. You click it, then you right click it, remove. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, goodbye. Now, let's add that again. Add VLC video source. Let's leave that named the way it is. Make sure the source is visible. Okay. Loop. Oops, loop. Let's go ahead and just say always play even when not visible. Add files. So under my videos, to be sampled. And let's go ahead and throw this one. Okay, and there we go. So let's center that. So click it. Oops, move it over here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm over here. So click it in the sources. Right click. Transform. And center to screen.
Van went to the hospital for swallowing broken glass.
And then
Marty badly cut the inside of his mouth,
you know,
though he didn't even know it
thing
at the
that I
time.
showed you earlier.
The constant use of these marijuana cigarettes causes temporary insanity. Temporary insanity. Temporary insanity.
Alright, so here we are. So that's how you add a VLC video source. Like I said, maybe I said it, maybe I didn't say it. Go Google it, VLC Video Player. Get it. Make sure that it's the same bit version, 32-bit if you're on 32-bit, 64-bit if you're on 64-bit. If you don't have OBS Studio, again, look it up. Get the latest version, get OBS Studio. I believe there's some other kind of OBS out there. Maybe OBS Classic and then some other one. I don't know. I use OBS Studio. And let's see, maybe I'll find that. Whatever, there'll be links. It's not hard to find. I'm moving on to the tools. Up here is where you're gonna find advanced scene switcher. Now there's automatic scene switcher, which comes with OBS Studio, and this one is the one I'm gonna be using is advanced scene switcher. Okay, now where to get that? You're gonna come over to OBS project.com. Let me move my mic. I have different monitors going on here. So you're over here at obsproject.com. You're gonna click on OBS Studio Plugins. You want to make sure you're on OBS Studio Plugins. Alright, and that's where you can find all kinds of junk for OBS. Look at that, all kinds of stuff. Okay, now I've gone through and already marked some stuff. So advanced scene switcher, okay, here, up here, that's the place to get it. Alright, or you can just Google that. There's all kinds of information, different things it can do. Check it out, have fun. Now I'm going to switch back over and kind of show you what I did or how I set that up. Alright, so like I said, I'm over here to tools, advanced scene switcher. Give me a moment, I need some water. Also, please excuse the barking dog. It's the neighbors. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, moving back on, I had my water. Advanced scene switcher. Got that from the tools up here, okay? So, here's the general tab. I currently have it. If no switch condition is met, switch to overhead. Here is check switch conditions every 300 milliseconds. You can change that to whatever you want. I just left it. This was default. Advanced scene switcher is inactive currently. Okay, we can go ahead and start that when we're ready. But first, we're gonna click on scene sequence. That's the one I've been using. And here is all the different scene scenarios I have set up. Alright. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll show you how I set up one of these. What this says is when, let's say, scene monitor 2 Discord is active, switch to scene, let's say, OBS, okay, after 13 seconds. Now I made a big mistake and it really screwed me up. Took me a whole night. Dumb user error. What I did was I set up my seconds like this. For some reason, I got to it and it said 0.00s. Now, not thinking about it, just was like, alright, yeah, bam, 6 seconds, 6 seconds, there it is. Let me use a cut, and then I added it. Did that for all my scenes, came over here, clicked start, and it was like rapid fire. Just bam, 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 bam. And then OBS crashed. Computer was freaking out. Just trying to process those scenes and all those movies way too fast. And then I couldn't turn the scene switcher off. So yeah, OBS was crashing. It was a big deal for me. So luckily, I went to bed, woke up, realized what I did wrong, and got it to be stable enough with enough time to turn it off and fix my error. So make sure, if you're gonna do like that, just highlight it and say 6S, okay? And then that's gonna make it 6 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna use fade. Now you notice 6.00s. Yeah, duh. Alright, so we have this. When monitor 2 Discord is active, that's the scene. That's one of our scenes. Okay, it's right here. Down here on your scenes. Okay, right there, Discord. When that's active, switch to monitor 3 OBS scene, which is the scene we're actually currently on, after 6 seconds. So when monitor 2 is live, it will stay on that scene for 6 seconds, and then it'll switch to the OBS scene using a cut transition. Now how do we add that? Simple. Add. Now it took me a minute because I thought these were going to be in order of how I set them up, and I realized they're actually alphabetical or something. Yeah, alphabetical. So that doesn't really make sense to me because it gets confusing when you get a lot of scenes and you're trying to figure out like which scene did you leave off with, because in this scenario I want it to run automatically without having to worry about anything, and I want it to run on a loop. So what I'll do is yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted, someone came in the room. So just make sure that everything's in a loop. If you need to write it down on a piece of paper for it to make sense, so you know what you did when you did it, I don't know, just do what you gotta do, make it work. For me right now, I gotta figure out what I just added, because I don't really want that in my main project. So we added monitor to Discord. There it is. So here we go. If you want to delete something, just click it, hit that little negative sign here, and that will delete it. Alright, so I've got all my scenes set up, and they run for a different amount of time. I went ahead and made copies. Let me close this for a moment. So over here in my scenes, I ended up making copies of each scene because the way I had my sequence, it wasn't looping properly. I had to add extra scenes so that I can complete the loop sequence. And by doing that, it actually gave me some more variety. What it allowed me to do was add different amount of seconds that each of those scenes is active. So I could have, you know, scene movies run for 33 seconds, and then next time it comes around, it'll play for 90 seconds. And you can do that in a variety of ways with whatever, you know, it's up to you how you want to use it and how creative you get with it. Alright, so once you have that all set up, it's as simple as going back to that general tab, choosing, I think default is usually don't switch, which I haven't tried it to see if it will work, but I assume that it wouldn't, because, you know, why would it switch if it's marked not to? So yeah, common sense, I guess, but who knows. So what I usually do is just says, right here it says, if no switch condition is met, switch to, and I want to, you could choose whatever one you want. I'm going to have it switch to scene overhead. Okay, so that way, worst case scenario, bam, it goes to my gear and everything's cool. And from here, since I have scene overhead as one of my scene sequences, yeah, right here, scene overhead, and it should be down here as well. So when it does revert or default back to scene overhead, at that point it'll wait 33 seconds and then go to scene movies using the cut transition. Alright, so once you got it all set up, you're ready to run, go ahead and press start, which I'm not going to do, but you would press start. You can close this, and bam, it'll run as long as you're on a scene within that scene sequence. I have my main scene, which is what I use to compile important sources like my my mixer and my mic, and I don't know, I might have some other stuff in there. But whatever I feel is important, something that I'm going to want to reference within other scenes, I keep in my main scene. That way I'm not just adding new mixer and new mic and just use the same source. So yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and it's gonna run through that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to something else that's important, and that is, in order to make any of this even work for the Magpie Fest and with Discord, you're going to have to use a tool called Virtual Cam. And now what Virtual Cam does is it makes OBS a webcam source within Discord, within your Discord settings, under voice and video. So where you would usually choose whatever webcam you use, then that's where you would choose it. And that looks like that looks like this. Okay, so video settings, camera, and it's gonna be OBS camera, OBS camera 2. It gives you up to 4 options, so I don't know, I'm only using one. I don't need to get that crazy. And then you would press test video. Now right now we have a gray screen, and that's because we have an activated virtual cam within OBS. So I'm going to switch back over to OBS. Okay, so here we go. We have virtual cam. Now here's some options: auto start, horizontal flip, keep access, that. Can you read that right there? I don't have any of those options chosen. So target camera, OBS camera. So I guess maybe if you have like different options for whatever reason, then you could, like, you know, assign different targets. Okay, for now, concentrating on one. So I choose OBS camera, your buffer frames. You know, I gotta learn more about that. But for now, it's on 3. And start. Now the thing with this is it has to be open the whole time. You can't stop. I mean, you can't just close it and continue to use it. It must be open the whole time. So if you have multiple screens, that's going to be an advantage, because you can leave OBS and have all your room of seeing everything all nice, and just drag off screen. See that? Whoa, goodbye. That's what I got going on. So I'm going to drag that off screen. And then I'm going to switch back over to Discord and show you that now, there we go, it's working. Now you're going to notice that in your preview it's reversed. You might be more efficient and fluent with Discord than I am. I'm completely new to Discord, but from what I heard, this reverse thing that's going on right here is only visible to you in your preview. Everybody else apparently sees it the other way. Moving on, let's go show you where to get virtual cam. Okay, here we are on the browser. Virtual cam. Also back over at obsproject.com. All the links to these plugins, again, I pinned them to a thread on the Magpie Fest thread on the Discord. So just check for that. So this is OBS Virtual Cam 2.0.2. Download it and do what I just explained. Make me proud, please. I have faith that you can do it. You probably already know about this. I don't even know. The other thing that I want to show you, which is kind of just like a little added bonus, I wanted to include multiple camera angles. So I found iOS camera for OBS Studio. Now this is a plugin which has an app for obviously your iOS devices, and that's gonna be, I think I got it for 15, but here it says $16 US. But hey, it was worth it for me. Maybe it's worth it for you. Maybe you don't have the 80 or 100 or whatever dollars to buy a brand new fancy webcam, but you know, you can spend 16 bucks and turn your iPhone into a webcam and make something cool happen for the festival. Now the thing about this is it allows you to plug in directly through USB to your laptop and connect the webcam that way, rather than trying to pull it from like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever, you know. So, you know, better quality, blah blah blah. Trying to think of some things that I've been noticing. Some problems that I've been having is like there's a sequence that you have to follow to make sure that it works properly. So what I figured out is that you have to, excuse me, I'm freaking out, too many screens going on here. Hi. All right, so what you have to do is open the app on your phone first, then open OBS, and then plug in your iPhone USB cord to your laptop, and then plug it into your phone. So that way it's just, I don't know, man, it's just whatever. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't if you do other sequences, but this way I found out that that's pretty legit. So let me run through that and try to make it a little bit smoother. You're gonna open the app on your phone, and then you're going to open OBS, and then you're going to have your cord, your USB cable, which is already plugged in to your laptop, and then plug that into your phone. Okay? Have fun with that. Here is the website. Maybe not. Yeah, here we go. Here's the website for that. obs.camera. That's it. You can also look up camera for OBS Studio in the App Store. Alright, so we went over where to get your OBS Studio plugins. I talked about Virtual Cam and how important it is for you to stream or to use OBS as a webcam within Discord. Okay, so get that important stuff. Advanced Scene Switcher, which lets you set up sequences of your scenes so that way you can do your scene switching hands-free and just focus on your set. You can get this all set up, you know, maybe in a couple nights or something, once you get the hang of it and get the gist of what the heck's going on. Okay, if you don't have money or don't have a lot of money and also don't have a webcam or suitable webcam, this iOS camera for OBS Studio, which is $15 to $16 US in the App Store, that's, you know, a good option. And the quality is pretty legit from what I can tell so far. I did try this with a iPhone 5S. It was not working. My phone got super hot. You know, it looked like a cool effect, but unfortunately I wasn't trying to add effects. I was just trying to have a straight up video, and I was also not trying to have, you know, my phone melt down. So I'm currently using this on iPhone 6S. It's working great. Phone temperature's fine. I suggest turning off your sounds, you know, turn your volume down, all that good stuff. Also get really familiar with, or comfortable I should say, get really comfortable creating scenes and adding sources. Also, I believe there's a link to a masterclass on YouTube for OBS, and it's great. That's also pinned in the Magpie Fest thread on Discord. That's all I got. Yeah. So I'm gonna run through my little performance vid real quick here, and you know, that way you can kind of hopefully understand or put what I just said into perspective for you. Okay, here we go. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's performances. I hope this was helpful.
That's a legend. Out.